Hey, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Wide Family Farm. I have Tammy here from Rebelcanners. How's everybody doing today? We've got 2 people watching so far. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Andoneer. Hello, Hedgehog Homestead. Thank you for coming in and supporting Wide Family Farm. And, of course, Tammy from Rebelcanners. So thank you so much. So yeah, today I had a couple things in mind, but I couldn't do them this week because I had a lot of things going on, and I have literally been canning nonstop this week. We've had like the last little bit of our tomatoes and stuff like that, so I've just been canning those instead of freezing them. And so I'm thinking about doing potatoes this week. I bought a 50 pound bag of potatoes, so I'm going to be canning those. And I was super lucky. Maybe I can share the picture. Hold on one second, because everybody in the audience doesn't really know. I was really, really lucky. I had been on the search for jars because okay, when I first got my canner, I was terrified and I didn't want to can. Like, I was nervous. Then I canned that pumpkin and now I'm like addicted. And I'm like, oh my God, we don't have enough jars. So I've been looking everywhere. We went to at one point in time, we don't live too far away from it was like the biggest Walmart in the state of Ohio. And I drove there looking for jars. They didn't have any. I was like, oh. Then I went to another Walmart. They didn't have any. I went to ones like just around my area. So then I went to another one. My husband looked online. That's the best thing to do, is look online to see what they have. Normally, I don't trust that because a lot of times they say they have something online and it's not on the shelves. But I went to Walmart near me, and because we checked and they had a bunch of quart jars, and we got there and we went to the canning aisle and there was nothing on the shelves. And I'm like, this is crap. I said, the online thing said that they have jars. I'm like, there's something wrong here. So my husband went and looked on there and they didn't have them in the normal places that they would have jars. So I thought that was so strange. So we went looking around the store basically for them. And I was so lucky. I'm going to show you a picture of what all I bought. I was so lucky to find this. And let me share my screen. Hey, Ginger Ninja, thanks for coming in. I'm gonna share this picture real quick. If for those of you that don't can out there or have no idea what's going on in the canning world, and a lot of people don't right now, yeah, it's really hard to find jars right now. There we go. Can you see it?
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I took every lid that they had. I feel like a jerk for doing that, but that's all they had on the shelf, and that's what I took. And then, of course, the jars come with lids, so that's a plus. But that's what I ended up buying, and they had way more than that, obviously, there. I'm not going to, like, buy out the shelves because that would have been hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But I bought what I could, and I needed lids. Like, that's another thing. I'm afraid. I'm like, I'm going to have all these jars and no lids. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy more jars. I mean, then I'm just going to have more. I mean, I guess you could always use more jars, but it's like, you know, I don't know. But anyway, that's what I got. And I was super excited about it. And I really had waited for like a week after I bought those potatoes. I'm like, crap, I'm not going to be able to can these because I'm going to run out. And then somebody said the 50-pound bag of potatoes gave them 32 quarts of potatoes. And I was like, oh crap. I was like, I better get more jars for real, because that's not going to be good. I was like, uh-oh. So I bought pints, I bought quarts, but of course, you know, on the shelf, they have like all the fancy jars. If you want to spend $11 on 4 jars, They had like all the fancy ones. I guess if you're desperate for lids, you could buy those. It would be completely, expensive to do that. But I mean, I guess if you're desperate for lids, you could always do that. But dang, I just can't believe this. I'm like, I don't know. I wanted to start canning before all this crap happened. Like, this was my goal. I'm like, I had the farm and all of that before the virus hit. And now, like, everybody's doing it, and I can't find anything that I need.
Well, check the Amish stores. They sell the one-piece lids. I find that a lot of people have been a little hesitant to do the one-piece lids, so there's more of those in stock in the Amish stores.
Are they harder?
You can't find. No, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's very, it's just a little different in the twisting when you don't twist them on so tight when you start. You want them on firm, but not. And then when you pull them out, then you give them an extra twist before you set them down. That's it.
Oh.
That's the secret to one-piece lids.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Gardener Josh, for becoming a member again. Love you. I don't even think he's here, but thank you. Thank you. Oh, the bee lady. Thank you so much for coming in. No shortage of jars. See, there's not really been a shortage of jars, I don't think either here. I just think they have less on the shelves. Like, I don't think that many people around here are canning. But I think they're just not making as much because of everything that's happened. Like, they're just not being able to push them out. Like, I don't know. I don't know how that is working, but
I've heard that because, like, in my area, certain things that were formerly illegal have been legalized, and they store them in glass mason jars, and that's why we've had a shortages, because suddenly these companies have opened up that are selling things to people in mason jars. I don't know if that's true or not, but it makes sense that things that they use them to. So, and I know that stores are having a hard time here. That I talked to Horrocks Market. It's a large market in Lansing. They can't buy jars, and they do all their own canning and can all their own produce to put on the shelves, and they can't find jars.
That's horrible. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good when you hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so it's not just regular people. It's people that buy them in the thousands of jars at a time from the factory.
Yeah. It breaks my heart when I see them on sale on the marketplace and somebody had used them for a wedding or something like that. It actually makes me physically ill. I know people can't help it. That's what they do. They buy them for weddings. They use them for vases. I mean, yeah, they are reusable. So yeah, you can do that. But it makes me physically ill right now.
Just don't paint them. Leave them clear. Let us use them when you're done with them. It's just pretty. Stick some tissue paper in those babies, but leave them clear for us.
Yeah, exactly. That part makes me a little physically ill when I see that. I want to thank some people coming in the chat first. I think there's Andanier. Thank you so much. Abby, thank you for being here. Uncle Al, of course. I love you. The bee lady, thank you so much. Ginger Ninja. Thank you all for being here. True, some larger places purchase them and sell them on eBay dirt cheap. Yeah. That's another thing that's been going on too, is that, hold on one second. It's not stopping. Okay. That's not nice. That's another thing that I've noticed is that people, when they do see them on a shelf or they see pallets of them, they hurry up and buy them, and then they sell them on Facebook Marketplace for like $50 because they know people need them. I think that's crappy. And that was going on during the pandemic with hand sanitizer. People were buying pallets of it. Like those people, I think it was like out in Washington, like they bought a whole pallet of hand sanitizer and nobody around could find hand sanitizer. And they were like racking up the prices. They got in big trouble for that because you can't do that during a pandemic.
No.
And I think that's wrong for people to, it's morally wrong to do that when things are short, because a lot of people depend on canning. I'm not there yet, but I want to be able to grow all my own food. That's my goal here. And I maybe right now I have been growing like 50%. I don't have my meat, I don't have that, but for the most part, my vegetables and stuff, like I have all that, and so it makes me sick to see when people, take advantage of people like that.
Yeah. And there's no reason, I mean, I've had to buy jars just to get lids. I shouldn't. I have so many jars, but I had to buy them just for the lids, so I'm buying. I don't have as many jelly jars in my collection, so through this pandemic, when I've needed lids and didn't have them, I've bought jelly jars just to have the lids.
Oh, sorry, Adonir. I apologize. I will try to pronounce your name right from here on out. I apologize. Yeah, no, I don't need lids now, Uncle Al. I got him. We had been, I found another lid. I went to Menards, and that's another place I went because usually people don't go there for canning supplies. So because it's really just a home improvement store, and you don't go to Lowe's to buy lids. They don't have that there, but Menards has lids and a huge section of canning supplies, and they didn't have any lids, but they or any balls or anything like that, or any jars, but they have these lids called Purr. And so I looked it up online. That's another thing I do when I'm in a store is thank God for a cell phone. When I'm right there, I either take a picture of it or I Google it real quick, see what the ratings are. It had a 1-star rating. And I was like, oh crap. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I wanted to roll my window down. I'm in my friend's car.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Ginger Ninja. Paperwork for the poop troop. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you. But thank you so much. What a luxury. We don't live nearby any shopping areas or stores. We still have a milkman. Oh, that's cool. I'd love to have a milkman. Oh, we lost Tammy. I'd love to have a milkman. But what was I going to say? Now, I bought those lids, Purr. Now, I never heard of them before. And so that's another thing. I'm like, I Googled it real quick. That's another thing you can do. So I Googled it and it had a 1-star rating. One person said that they didn't seal at all. And I was like, oh crap. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I bought I was actually going to leave the store. I told my husband, I found these lids. I don't think they're going to work. I'm afraid. Because that's another thing. You do all that preparation and you put them in the jars and everything. And you're like, what if they don't seal? Then you're really screwed, right? So, I was going to leave. My husband's like, oh, I found other ratings online. And I think they had like a 4-star. That's another thing you want to do is hit multiple ratings. Don't just go by one site because you always get one person that's butthurt about something. And yeah, so check out multiple ratings on an item. Okay. So I did that, and some of them, they had a 4-star, and that was good enough for me. So I bought 3 packs of those, and they're Purr, and they're blue. I think the actual seal on the bottom is blue. So we stay prepped, have always been preppers. So is everyone else out there. Yeah. Hey, oh my gosh. Hey, Yosi. I got Tadlers online. Only tried once. Didn't seal. Went back to ball. Yeah, I was willing to try Tadlers. Actually, if you're really interested in that, I think Hedgehog, Laura, she does only Tadler lids. I guess there's a knack to it. So if, you're having issues, contact her. I'm sure she'll be able to help you with that, because I think she only does those lids. And the thing is, I wanted to try those lids, but they say they only last for like 5 to 7 times. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anymore. But yeah, hit the thumbs up, y'all. Hey, Bent Genetics, thanks for coming in. The Bee Lady, I don't think I've been to your channel. Where exactly are you from? What state? Thank you, Viper, for being here and supporting me. I know canning's not your thing, but I appreciate you for coming in and supporting my channel. Backwoods Law, thank you so much for being here. Oh, here we go.
Sorry, my phone overheated and shut off.
Yeah, that happens a lot of times. Like if you have an iPhone, like it'll do that too. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, have you used those purr lids before, Tammy?
I have not. I have not found them. I want to try them because I know a lot of people have mixed reviews in my canning group on them. You get about their failure rate is I'd say comparable to the other companies, but of course when you're buying a new product, you don't want to know that.
Yeah.
So
well, the Bee Lady says they live in New York City or New York. Wow. That they don't live too far from Canada. Well, I don't live too far from Canada either. I am about 4 hours away from Buffalo. 4 or 5 hours away from Buffalo. And seriously, once you get to Buffalo, it's seriously a hop, skip, and a jump to Niagara Falls. Like you just doop, 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 and you're there.
I am 2 hours and 15 minutes from one border crossing and 2 hours and 30 minutes from the other.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. I love Canada. I love to go there. I think
I can't wait till they open the border back up because I think I'm gonna be good without the ice. It's not coming back on. They've closed the border. I think you can get across if you are vaccinated, which I have not done yet. And so my sister can go, but I can't. So we were just discussing this yesterday because we go usually 3 to 4 times a year to Canada doing family history research, and I can't go yet.
Yeah, I respect the bees, Bee Lady. I love everything about bees. I respect them. I do not have any hives, but I think people that have honey and stuff, I totally respect that. In fact, Castle Hives, I follow them. They're only like not even 35 minutes away from me here in Ohio. And I follow him and I totally respect what he does. I absolutely love the bees. I think they're so cool how they have their hierarchy and stuff in their hives, and I love to study that. It's so cool. But yeah, so we had apples already. We already harvested them, and we had 80 pounds. I got about 12 apple trees in my food forest, and 2 huge mature apple trees that are at least 40. I think they're 40 to 50 years old. My grandfather planted, and they get tons of apples on them too. In fact, they're so tall we can't ever get to the tops of them. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I couldn't, even with an extension ladder, I couldn't get up there. They weren't well taken care of over the past 7 to 8 years when previous owners lived here, and which I don't blame them. I mean, if you're not gonna do anything with them, most of the time people don't prune them back. Keep in mind, no 2 beekeepers will ever think the same way. Only you will know your bees. Yep. Yeah. I figured that. You get used to them. You have your own certain way about things, and you get used to them, and you get used to their habits and what they're gonna do and stuff like that. So yeah, that's so cool. Bee Lady, I'm gonna have to. I have never been to your channel. I'm gonna have to check out your channel. I think that's super cool. How much land are you on to have a food forest? I have 2.5 acres. And my side yard is a food forest. I have pear trees, I have grapes, I have kiwis, hardy kiwis, apples. And I just, to finish some things off, I planted some strawberries, wild strawberries. I have mint, I have borage, and I just planted some valerian root in there. I'm going to try and get that started. I have some valerian root also. I like to plant my medicinal herbs. A lot of people are like, I have wild mullein. It grows all over the place here. And I've heard that multiple times, right? But I have mullein seeds. So I plan on growing mullein in my beds, and I like to keep my medicinal herbs in a controlled environment. That way I know what it is. It's growing in there. I grew it. I knew what I did, what fertilizers I put on it. I know it's not down by the road. You know, a lot of those medicinal herbs, for some reason, they're really, really attracted to the side of the road. So then that way I know it's in a controlled environment and I know what I put on it. And I have my horehound and stuff like that I have set aside, and it's doing absolutely beautiful. But yeah, these are hardy kiwis. Yeah, they only get to be about the size of a grape. They're not very big, but yeah, so um let's see. Hi, Bob. Hi, Q Kitchen. Sorry if I didn't say hi. We also have strawberries, the ever-bearing type. Yeah, I have that. I have that grape blueberries. So that's cool. I have blueberry bushes. I have like 8 of them. I have a lot of black currant bushes. We have about 20 elderberry bushes. And I have tons of raspberry bushes, but my biggest regret is planting them near my garden. I mean, I love them, but they're just taking over my garden. And I have if it was my choice, I would go back and redo that and just plant nothing but those fall gold. Those fall gold raspberries are awesome and they taste so good. They're so mild. They're not bitter, and they're like beautiful, like orangey peach color. They're absolutely wonderful. And yeah. Oh, I could probably talk to you forever about that, bee lady, because I could go into I love berries and stuff, so that's so cool. Hey, gunslinger.
Don't get me started on the food forest, because Courtney knows if I start, it'll take over the entire show. Maybe we should do one on that, Courtney.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. I plan on doing my potatoes. I think I'm going to do clips of that, and then we could show them in the next show instead of me doing it live. And then that way we have more time to spend on the techniques of canning.
Yes.
I think that would work out better. So I'll just do like a video, and then we can show it on the live instead of doing it live, because it's kind of complicated when you're trying to work with multiple cameras. I missed that on what type of
and you're
forest.
tech savvy enough to do that. I need to get tech savvy.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean. It's just a food forest. It has all different kinds of things in it. And I just this year planted mint. I planted grapes. I have berries. I have cherry trees in there. I have apples, and I have pears. But I only have one pear tree, and it got like maybe 10 pears on it this year. I have to go out there and check on them again, because I don't think it's doing so hot. We'll see. I know one year we had 1 pear on it, and my husband ate it. And I'm like, "What are you doing? You're eating the 1 pear on the pear tree?" I'm like, "I wanted to taste it." I don't know. He ate it.
And a permaculture food forest is where you plant a garden in a 7-layer process, where you layer the plants from up top story, understory, shrubs, bushes, ground cover, vines that trail back up, and root crops. You layer them. You don't plant them in straight little perfect garden rows. It looks like a forest, but it's a garden.
Yeah, that's one thing with the food forest. It's on the side of the yard over here. I just this year we were so fortunate. I had a pile of mulch delivered, and we didn't know how we were going to move it because my husband's arm. Well, the neighbors are Mennonite, and they got their church group. So I had a bunch of Amish and Mennonite kids in my front yard moving my pile of mulch for me. And they put it all around the trees and all around the blueberry bushes, and I got cherry trees lining my driveway. So they put all that around the cherry trees, and they literally moved that huge pile of mulch in an hour. It was like gone. And I was like so excited.
That was a real blessing to your family.
Yeah, we were very grateful for that because my husband couldn't have done it, and we couldn't have done it in an hour. There's no way. So, yeah, our neighbors are really great people. No, I don't live in a rural area. I live out in the country. Um, but yeah, so I'm very, very, very grateful for my neighbors. Well, my other neighbor is my mom, so I live next door to my mom, and then the neighbors on the other side are Mennonite, so I love them. They're great. They're great people, and anytime I have canning questions too, I can call her. But she does not do approved canning methods. I talked to her about that, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I did squash, and it took me 3 hours in a water bath." And I'm like, "Okay, like that's cool. I don't care. I don't care how she does it. I mean, to each his own. Whatever makes you feel, you know." But she does. She water baths. She don't pressure can. So.
I pressure can because I like that time savings. That time is
Mhm.
worth it to me.
Mhm. She does mom methods, are alive, right? It's good to see you in here, bee lady, though, for real. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us today. Yeah, I don't have a pond. My great grandmother lived down the street from me, and there's a huge. This area is wet, really wet in through here. So there's about 5 or 6 ponds on my road, and we have a small little pond that we put a livestock pond in the ground for my ducks. Eventually, I think what we're going to do is just carve out like a mini pond right there. It's not going to be like something huge or anything, but I just want it for my ducks. The ducks are so cute. I just love them. I love to watch them run to that pond. They go in there and they splash around like idiots and they have such a good time. And I literally could take a lawn chair out there and just sit and watch the ducks because they're so cute. So.
I tried to start ducks this year. We hatched eggs, but we only got one duck. And
Oh.
she thinks she's a chicken, poor thing.
Oh, yeah, that'll happen when you only have one. Yeah, and they'll get really attached to you too.
Yeah. We got to find her I don't think it'll be hard, but we got to find her a fella before spring.
Yeah. Oh, bee lady, I have about 50 chickens, and Quackers passed away a couple of days ago, so I lost Quackers, but I have 2 khaki Campbells. And that's all I have right now. I want to get runners. That's my main goal, and I would really like a couple geese. But my husband doesn't want geese, but I think one of these times I'm going to go and I'm going to get a couple because I think they're so cool. I like the pilgrim ones. Those are my favorite.
I am a home for wayward geese. I take in any goose that nobody wants, and the meaner the goose, the more happy I am to get it. The last goose I took in had bit their mailman, their caseworker for their adoption, and a couple other visitors, and they're like, please just take this goose away, and I was very happy to get it. I love my living alarm system.
Yeah. Yeah, Quackers was a pecking duck. I got them from Tractor Supply. Got her. It's her, and she would quack constantly, and I loved her. That's why I called her Quackers. Since she is a pecking duck, or peking or whatever they call them. I call them pecking, whatever. Peking. They don't live very long, and so I had her for a couple of years, and she passed away a couple days ago. So yeah, it was really sad. I went out there and I saw her, and she didn't get eaten or anything like that. She just passed away. She probably had a heart attack or something because those ducks are not meant to be living that long. So, and I don't eat duck. I mean, I guess I would try it, but I don't eat duck. So. Wow, Rebel Tammy, you are a military trainer in camouflage, says the bee lady. Yeah, it sucks because I really liked Quackers. I just liked the fact that she quacked constantly. It was just so cute. And she would waddle because towards the end she was too fat. I knew something was going on. And she would waddle, and I loved that about her. I loved everything about her, but That's what happens when you don't. I was partially educated in ducks when I bought those ducks. I've had them for a couple years, and I know that she was a market duck when I bought her. But I don't know. You just want a duck, so you don't think about it. But she had a really awesome life. She, um, loved being in the pond, and she lived with the chickens. She was well protected with the chickens and the electric fence, so she lived a really good life.
I
But
wish I
yes,
could see. I wish I could see the chat. I'm very sorry, everyone.
it's okay.
My setup doesn't allow it, and I did bring another device, and it's not letting me on to see it. So
Khaki Con. Okay. That's hilarious. I want to get runners. That's what I want to do next. And I know they live a long time. So I'm gonna get some runner ducks eventually, but I can't just go and buy them. I have to find somebody locally that has them, because if you buy them from a place, they want you to buy like 15 at a time, and they do everything through the mail. I do not believe in getting livestock through the mail. I just have a huge issue with that, especially with everything that happened with the mail crisis before spring this last time. People were losing chickens left and right, and I think that's wrong. Like, so
right there.
I got to find somebody local that has runners so I can just go and pick them up myself. But I wanted to go touch back on canning, because the show is, I'm talking about everything else but canning, but I did buy those purr lids. I have not used them yet. When I do use them, I will give everybody a review on how I like them, and I will, do I will check on them in a week and see, because that's another things that people had issues with, is that they noticed that in about a week that the lids were popping off or not sealed anymore. Yeah. So they were
That's
just having issues.
Now I tried the other brand that just came out that they just made, the Superb, and I know some people had issues with them, but I only had 3 failures out of dozens of lids that I tried, and those were my fault because I used I canned greasy meat, so
Oh,
I was my own fault. I'm not blaming the lids for those failures. That was what I did. My headspace should have been a little higher,
yeah.
a little bigger. I actually kind of liked them. I wasn't sure I was going to, but I really did like them once I tried them.
Yeah. That's good. I want to try the Tadler lids. I did notice that there's a huge price difference.
Those
And
are
go
those
ahead.
are manufactured in Reed City, Michigan. Not that far from where I'm at right now. I've actually met the man that invented them and his wife. They're a very nice couple, but he's very old and set in his ways.
Oh, okay. Why family farm? Are you using a pressure canner, water bath canner? What you have these issues? Oh, I haven't had any of those issues. I've heard that people had those issues, and I have a pressure canner and a water bath canner. Um, I was told that's what happens. I haven't done anything just as yet. Wife just goes some of those. What? Wife just goes some of those. Oh, just got some of those. Courtney will let you know if she is cussing like a sailor when she uses them. Yeah. Hedgehog wants to know if you, Tammy, ever used Tadler lids. Do you?
I have tried them once. I really liked them. You have to really read the box. There is a little trick to them. They're different, so you can't just assume you know how to use them. There's a couple little things you have to do differently, and I don't remember. I bought them from him. I tried them once, put them on, everything, and this was 5-6 years ago. Everything that I used them on, I still have in my pantry with those lids on. I had no failures from. I wanted to see how
Nice.
long. I want to know how long I can keep them. So I literally canned something I planned on keeping to see how long it would be before the rubber broke down on those. So far, it's more than 5 years. I'll get back to you in a few more, but if it can last 5 years in my pantry, then I can use them for other things.
Yeah.
I have a 2-year rotation, 3 at the most. So if it's lasting 5 years in my pantry, then it's good to go. That's my standard of what I measure by.
Two toasts, 3 eggs, homemade jam, small bowl of baked beans. There you go, Uncle Al. I have a ton of beans that just came in. I planted those Rain of Fire, or I can't ever remember their name, but they're similar to a dragon tongue bush bean. They're just fatter. And I planted those, and I plan on making, I bought a ton of package. I love Mrs. Wages. So I bought a bunch of those dilly bean packets. So I plan on making more dilly beans. They're actually really good. I used my Chinese noodle beans for the first batches, and it turned the water purple. Because they were the purple Chinese noodle beans. I'm like, okay, so when you open them up or whatever and you taste them, they kind of tasted like a beet. It was really interesting, but so I have another thing of beans. Those beans taste more like green beans. So I'm gonna be making some dilly beans out of those, and I have so many potatoes. I actually had to wait in the mail because I bought a potato peeler. Like, it's like an apple peeler, but you can use it for a potato. And so I'm going to be using that because just peeling 50 pounds of potatoes by hand is just going to be not so much fun. So
been there, done that, and more than 50 pounds in it. It's a chore.
Yeah. Thank you, Bee Lady, for coming in. Appreciate you.
My Scarlet Runner beans are absolutely gorgeous. The blossoms are huge and red. I'm going to plant them again just for their beauty.
Yeah. The beans always have like a beautiful flower on them. Like, they're just really pretty. I like them because you can reuse the Tadler lids. Yeah. That's what you said. They say that you can do is you can reuse them. So I think eventually I'm going to try some to see how they turn out.
They say that the rubber gasket is good for 7 uses. I haven't tested that yet, but the company says 7 uses.
Huh. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, you really have to go through a lot if you want to do 7. That's a lot, you know? Huh. Yeah, I have a video I am doing. It's my review on the Ball Blue book. I have some issues with the book. I'm not going to lie. So I was going to do a review on that book. So I have that video coming out Saturday. There's just a couple issues I noticed from being a new canner, pressure canner, and there was some things that just didn't make sense to me, and I wanted to point some of that stuff out in the book. Especially if you get a Ball Blue book, you're going to be like, what the hell? You're going to be very, very confused. And to a new canner, it's going to be, it's going to be rough. So I was going to have you go over those and highlight some of those issues that I had with the book. Thank God I can follow directions, right? Because if you can't follow directions, the Ball Blue book is not for you. I can tell you that.
It lays it out pretty step by step most of the time, at least the basic process, and then it gives you recipes and says, see this basic process.
Yeah. So, yeah. So anyway, Tammy, you're going to have to come out here some weekend. Hopefully you can do it in September or October, like the beginning of October before it gets too cold here.
Yes.
And we can go to Layman's Hardware because I don't live too very far from there.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm planning it.
Okay.
I've got my car pretty well set now.
Oh, yeah.
Jen is laughing at me. She knows my car trouble.
It's never ending with you. It doesn't matter what vehicle you have.
Well, someday I'm going to have a new car again. I've had one in my lifetime, brand new off the lot. Someday I'll have another one.
I've never.
Yeah. I never owned a brand new car ever off the lot. I just make sure it's a newer model. But yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from with the repairs and
Bring the keys if you come
stuff
in.
like that.
My brother-in-law briefly for 3 months worked at a car dealership, and so I had to buy a new car from him.
Aw.
That was my car lasted longer than he lasted at the dealership. But
Yeah, bye, Uncle Al. Be careful out there. I'm glad you're not driving. You can be careful out there. Yeah, it's not for husband's use. That's for sure. They're backwoods law. I've been watching everybody's videos that did a seed video when I sent them stuff, or just when I sent them stuff and they did a video. I appreciate you guys for doing that and shouting me out. It gets Wide Family Farm out there a little bit more, and I appreciate everybody for doing that for me. I hope you enjoyed your products, and I think I have another giveaway, a membership giveaway coming up. I think I can't remember the date specifically. So if you guys are available that day, I think it's at, oh God, my memory is horrible. I had the date planned and I should have known better than to not remember it here. It is member only chat and giveaway September 23rd at 9:30 p.m. So if you guys are a member, you can come in the chat and win some merch from me. On the 23rd, it's at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on in and you can win some Poop Troop memorabilia. But I'm super grateful for all the Poop Troop members. We now have 41 members of the Poop Troop.
nice.
Yeah, so it's taking off. It's taking poop by poop. I don't know.
By storm?
Yeah, by storm. Yeah, I was trying to come up with something funny, but it just didn't come up that way.
I was gonna. Yeah, I didn't want to use.
It's taking poop by.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so thank you all for being members.
Poop Troop Stormtroopers?
Yeah. The storm poopers. I can't help myself. That's hilarious. We did our very first ladies' night the other night, and we had a freaking blast. Unfortunately, my internet went out.
Oh no.
Right at the end, like towards the end. I mean, it was getting towards 1 o'clock in the morning, so we probably should have shut it down anyway. But my computer, everything just shut off, and I was like, "What?" I could get in by my phone because my phone was hooked up to the tower, not the Wi-Fi, So I could get in and say, "Hey guys, sorry, my internet went out." But yeah, we had such a blast. So I did a survey. And the survey said that they want to have more ladies' nights. So I think I'm going to do it a couple times a month. And
Nice.
yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, so I'm going to do potatoes. I'm going to do a whole little video or whatever on it. And then we can watch it next week, next Friday. And we can show you how to can potatoes. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I got a question to ask you. Can you throw anything in with those potatoes? Does it have to be just plain? Because I have a ton of parsley. Okay.
Oh, you could put parsley in. You're probably going to drain them when you open them, though. So be aware. I mean,
be aware that the parsley's in there.
The parsley's in there. But yeah, you can put herbs in there. You could put seasoning salt would be a good one.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do because I have a ton of parsley. I was thinking about making some parsley potatoes and just throwing that in there as well. And yeah, so that'll work out really good.
Yeah. The only thing that you can't really put in, like some people always want to put in butter, and it's better to wait till after.
Oh,
The
okay.
approved method would be not to put butter in.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, yeah, I would just wait till after the season, like to really cook. You know what I mean? Hmm. That's interesting.
I also like to do potatoes and carrots together because
Oh,
I like to open them up with my meat and throw them in for a quick roast.
that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I have some carrots out there. I don't know if you saw those giant ones that we got. My husband planted those for the competition, but they were like not ready. And a month later, he pulls them out, and they were ready. So
And
we did that. Oh, go ahead.
that's a good way to use up the big carrots because you're cutting them into pieces, and the pressure canner is tenderizing them. So
Yeah.
if you got those big chunky ones, pressure canning them with potatoes and carrots together with parsley would be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm those carrots, I mean, I think I'm just gonna pull out the rest of them because they're still in the ground. They're probably really big by now. Um, so I'm gonna pull those out. I had planted some carrots already, but I'm gonna leave those in throughout the winter. And let them go.
Do you have a
There's
basement?
I do, yeah. I actually have a root cellar too, yeah.
So you could take a storage tote with damp, not wet, not dry, damp sand. As you pull your carrots out, layer them with damp sand, and they'll keep all winter down there for you like that.
Oh, okay. I'll have to do that. Yeah, my goal was this year to just leave them in my beds and then pull them out whenever I needed them. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work because it was hot when I planted them and carrots aren't but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I was just going to leave them in the ground.
They might rot if you get a lot of wet weather that way, which is why the old timers would take them out and layer them in sand.
Yeah, that's a really.
And then carrots, I mean, you can still rehydrate them, but when they dry out like that and shrivel up, they're not as good. So the old timers, the damp sand kept them from shriveling. And you could pull them out of that damp, you just leave 2 inches on the tops, and then they would just pull them out of that sand and wash them off, and they were good to go.
Oh, okay. I'll have to try that. Can you do that with potatoes too? Because I have a ton of potatoes, like actually a ton of like purple ones that I've been saving.
They say you can. I haven't had as good of luck with the potatoes. You have to really look your potatoes over and make sure they don't have any bad spots.
Oh, okay. And I got a question about that. Can I can my purple potatoes, or is it just going to be funky?
You can can them. They will look funky, but when you put them in roast, they look funky anyway. You get the meat soaked up and they turn brown. And so if you're just going to use them for roast, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. This first year that I did that. It's the first year I planted purple potatoes, and we got a decent amount of them, but then I went and bought that 50-pound bag, and I'm like, so.
Yeah. And that's what they used to do for their seed potatoes. They would do that same layer in sand to save their seed potatoes for next year.
Yeah. Oh, Bob, I know you have a basement. I think I'm the only one that has survived it. Have you come to our lives where we talk about Bob in his basement?
I caught part of it because I watched it in replay, part of it, and then I had to go because my kids were there and I couldn't. So we
straight up get wild. That's funny. But yeah, I would look forward to the time that you could come out here and come to Layman's. Apparently, Doug and Stacy are coming to Layman's, but it's not till November. I'm like, yeah, and I don't want to wait that long either. And not only that, who knows with everything that's going on, they could cancel it because they did that. They were going to do it not this year, last year, the year before. They were going to do it, and then everything hit. They were going to be there in May, and I was like, oh, I really want to go and meet them. And then they canceled it because of everything that was going on. And was like, dang it, And it's usually free. Like you can go there and meet them and hang out with them, and yeah. I just really like them. I love their personalities on YouTube. I don't know if that's how they act off of YouTube. Because how I act is what you see. This is me. like this is, you know, but some people just don't have that. They have that persona. And but yeah, so I'm anxious to see how they really are. Like I want to see Stacy, and like I think she's so freaking cool. The things that they don't can either. That's another thing. Is they don't can, they ferment everything. Like, how do you do that? Like, and make it taste good.
That's still a lot of jars, and it gets they must like things pretty sour because it gets pretty stout over time.
Hey, so, Ramblin' Rose, thanks for coming in. Oh, wrong one. I was gonna do yours. There you go. Thank you for coming in and supporting us. I appreciate you. She is also Ramblin' Rose Homestead is a Poop Troop member, so thank you for being here. And my Aussie Garden and Kitchen. Thank you, Daz, for being here and hanging out with us and being members. Appreciate you. But yeah, so if anybody wants to be a member, oh my gosh, Cosmic Cultivators. I just saw your video. God, I love you guys. I absolutely love you guys. You guys are just the perfect couple. I love your video. So thank you so much for doing that video. You guys are great. We love you. But yeah, so next week I'll do the potato video. We'll get that underway. We'll start talking about things like that. And maybe we can talk about other canning methods and stuff like that too. There was one that I was very, very interested in. I think you talked about it. It was like a Middle Eastern canner. Was it you that talked about it? I can't remember. It was like a different type of canner, and I posted a video on it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
I think we did. I think you mentioned it and we talked about it together. I've seen it online, but I've never seen one in person.
Yeah, I was curious about that and seeing, you know, that would be kind of cool. Maybe I can, I don't know, if they're not too much, maybe I can get one to test it out. Waiting in anticipation. Thank you all for being here. Oh, for all the Poop Troop members, I don't know if you caught this or not, but September 23rd at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am doing a giveaway. It's going to only be one item, but it's a giveaway. It's off of my website, off of the Redbubble website. And you can have your own Poop Troop memorabilia. It'll be September 23rd at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys can come on in and hang out with us and for an hour and join in on the giveaway. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We added 2 more emojis to the emoji list. One was Viper's logo, and the other one was a cheeseburger. Because I love cheeseburgers. So, yeah. So those are 2 emojis that you can use in the chat. Hey, Gardner Josh, thanks for being here, honey. I saw that you renewed your membership. Thank you so much. Don't ever panic. I'm not going to take you. I will wait at least a month. If you cannot afford the membership, or if you're having issues, if something didn't happen or the money wasn't in there right away or something like that, I'm not going to just wipe you off my list. Oh, you're not going to be on the video anymore. Sorry. No, I will wait. I will wait, you know, at least a month or so to see if you can get back on there. It's, don't panic. I love you. And if you know, it'll be okay. You're still a poopy member, Poop Troop member. But yeah, so thanks for renewing the membership. Like I said, most of the memberships are just 99 cents. It's 99 cents a month. You can be a Poop Troop member and you follow along on all of our poopy journeys and stuff like that. So a lot of fun. He said, I am the poop. He cracked me up. But yeah, so we had a wild bunch the other night. We had, this is the first time that I had Ramblin' with the Bland's Promise Ranch. Monica was on my live. She came on and that was kind of cool. It was the first time I really actually got to meet her. I've only ever seen her husband. And she came on and we just had a blast. We laughed so hard, and I had Prep for it on there, and Carol from Fishes and Lowe's Life, and Yogi from Yogi Hollow on there, and Laura. I don't think we. That's like seriously the first time I've seen Laura laugh so freaking hard. Like we were laughing so hard, and the people in the audience were having a good time, and we had a really good time. It was fun. Yes, unfortunately, it is only in the US. I'm going to have to check out Redbubble and see if they will ship to Israel. If they ship to Israel, then I don't have a problem with that. I will ship it to you, Yosi. But as of right now, it's only in the US. And I apologize for that, but I don't have a whole lot of money for that kind of stuff. So I have a budget that I have to work with. But I will check, because there was like maybe 10 countries that Redbubble wouldn't ship to. And I can't remember if Israel was one of them, but I will find out. And if I have to call them, I want to figure out the price to see what it would be. And if that's the case, I will let you know immediately to see if you can join in, because it means a lot to me to have people from other countries and stuff. And I would really love to have you join in. It's just so hard, because I also have people from South Africa too, and I don't think I can ship anything there. So it's complicated. I definitely can't ship seeds. I know that. That's way expensive.
I couldn't believe the shipping to Australia for a book.
Oh,
One
yeah.
book to ship to Australia, it's $25.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And that's why, it's probably really easy. It's probably way easier to do a gift card and just send it to your phone number or email address. So you can, you know what? I could probably do that, Yosi. Let me see if I can do a Redbubble gift card or something like that. And if that's the case, then you can order from Redbubble yourself once you get the gift card. And then you can handle all the shipping or whatever. So let me see if I can do that, Yosi. I never even thought about that. I know for my carrot challenge, I didn't know what to do. I had one person from the United States and then one person from the UK, and I didn't really know what to do. So I just sent them money. Terry King obviously won, because he's like the carrot guru. So I sent him money to his PayPal, and then F&P Farms won the weight, I think, for the carrot challenge. So then I just sent them some Amazon gift card. So let me know, and maybe I can just do gift cards, and that would work out, better. So then that way everybody can participate, because I hate to leave people out. I don't want to do that, but it's just tough. The money situation for that kind of stuff is ridiculous.
It shouldn't be that way.
No. Yeah. It makes me feel bad, because I have people from other countries that support my channel, and I feel horrible about that, because I want to be able to give back, Well, it's up to you, Tammy. It's 1:00. I don't know. It's up to you, honey.
I do need to get going.
Okay.
I hate to, though, because I love talking with you.
Yeah, I love you.
Lives, but
yeah, let me know about the layman's thing. Yeah, I understand. Let me know about the layman's thing, because I really want to do that. It would be like if you can come out like on a Saturday or something, or even a Friday night. If you just want to come like Friday night and spend the night, and then the next day we'll go to layman's or something.
Okay.
It's up to you. And there's a lot of cool restaurants down there too, like Amish restaurants, like the Amish Door, and there's like just a bunch of ones that you can go and eat at too. So we could probably do lunch in layman's or something. So. Okay. There's also a really cool store. It's a religious store, but they have like a lot of really cool signs. They make a ton at I can't remember the names right now, but it's a huge factory, and they make all different kinds of signs, pallet signs, all different kinds of cool stuff. And they make them right there in their factory. And then they also have a really cool discount section, like a huge like clearance section. P. Graham something or another. Yeah, so and it's not just all religious sayings. It's like any sign, you know. I love signs like to hang on the walls and all different kinds of stuff. They have that down there too, so we have to check it out.
Ooh,
But
okay.
but okay.
Sounds like
Well,
fun.
I'll talk to you later, Tammy. I
All
love
right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, honey. And let's see. This is strange because sending from Israel to America is not expensive. Yeah, that's strange. I don't know. My post office, I was extremely mad at this last time around. I told them when I shipped things this last time around that I didn't want any tracking. It wasn't necessary. I'll show you real quick. This right here. This is for Sarah. I haven't mailed it yet. I'm going to after this. See how thin this is? See how thin that is? There's nothing in it. There's no bulge. You can bend this. Okay. They charged me $5 to mail something like this. Each one. Each one. It costs me $50 to mail everything this last time around. And it is a padded envelope, but it's flexible. It's not very big. It's like, it's, you know, it's small. I was ticked and I told them, I said, I didn't want any tracking. I don't want any tracking. They added tracking on all of the packages. They insisted. There was just like lots of things going on with that. So I'm going to go to another post office and see if maybe it's just that lady there at my local one, or if that's just how they do it. Because I know before I sent something in a package like this to Sean in Alaska, and it cost me $1. I shipped something to Alaska for $1, and I believe it had tracking on it. So I'm curious as to what's going on. And then I talked to Mary from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. She said, I ship things constantly. She's like, they overcharged you big time. And so I think they just overcharged me. Pat is what the peeps at the post office feel for. That makes it more expensive for you. Yeah. Hey, big chap. Thanks for coming in. That could be the reason. I don't know, guys. There's nothing in it. I put like some seeds in there and they don't weigh hardly. It doesn't weigh anything. It's not heavy. So I don't know. It could be the padding. I just didn't want to throw them in a regular envelope because, you know, I don't really trust a regular envelope, I guess you would say. So we'll see. Oh, I'm doing, if you guys have stickers made up for your channel, if you don't mind, and you want to have them displayed on our sticker board, you can send them to our P.O. box. Our P.O. box is in our about page on the channel. And we are starting a sticker board. I have, see, I don't know if you can see up here. Let's see, where's my finger at? Right there, see? I have a ton of stickers right there. And so if you want to send stickers, it can be displayed on that sticker board up there. And we're going to light that board up as well. So we're coming up with a new idea to light that board up. Big chap, it's good to see you in here. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Well, then that's what I'm going to have to do. No, I have not received any package, guys. Mm-mm. And you know, what's funny is, Uncle Lau said he sent me something and he was supposed to send it to I think he sent it to the P.O. box, and my husband checked it yesterday and there was nothing in there. So I have not received anything yet. I realize that the mail could be slow and I don't have a problem with that. But what I have a problem with is somebody ripping me off at the post office because they wanted to, you know, charge extra because I don't know, it looks good. It looks good on them or something. That kind of made me mad. But because I've shipped packages like that before and it only cost me $1. And the guy was like persistent in knowing what was in the packages and they didn't weigh anything. I didn't have to fill anything out. And he's like, "What's in them?" I'm like, I almost said, "None of your business." Like, I don't know. Yeah. Fishes is my expert as far as that's concerned. Yes, the postmaster will lie to you. They will because they can't predict anything. So they'll just tell you what you want to hear. And their a prime example of that is I had in I think it was like in March or April, I had it was right smack during all these issues with the mail. Michelle over at the He Said sent me a canner and she paid like $90 to have it shipped from Oklahoma to me. And it was supposed to be 3-day priority. I didn't get it till a month later. So she should have got some of her money back on that because that was ridiculous. I was kind of nervous too because I'm like, I felt bad if she would have shipped it and it didn't come, if something was wrong with it or something like that. But I called I was at the point where I had to call the post office and give them the tracking number and figure out what was going on with it because it didn't come till 3 months or not 3 months. It was like a month later than what it was going to come. And she paid 3 days shipping on it. That's expensive, you know? Yeah. Yeah. They paid the full amount for it. So I don't know. Those envelopes of seeds that I had said that was a little bit bigger size than ooh, 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 than that was 10 each, some even more. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah. But yeah, Fishes is a great person to have on my team. I appreciate everything she does for the channel. I know that I can't pay you guys. I'm not that big of a channel. I'm sure if I get big, you guys will be first on my list. But as of right now, I'm like, but I appreciate Viper and Fishes and everybody else that looks out for me and looks out for my channel. You guys are really great friends, and I really appreciate that. I cannot express that enough. Fishes has done a lot of investigating and stuff for me, and Viper has taken some time off of YouTube to help me with designs and stuff like that. And he has a degree in graphic design, so his know-how is very knowledgeable as far as that's concerned. And so I appreciate everything you guys do for my channel. I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff if it wasn't for you. And I hope you guys know that. Yeah. But I wanted to let you guys know that that I appreciate it. We have a couple of ideas coming up. I told it's me and Ginger Ninja have some ideas coming on. I told her I wasn't going to do any business deals this week. The reason why the planets have aligned, I don't know if Mercury is in retrograde or what the hell is going on, but this week was like full on drama week. And I didn't just notice it with me, it was with other channels. Other channels was having issues. And I'm like, this is an insane week. I just felt icky. I don't know what it was. I told her I'm not making any business decisions this week. I'll contact you on Monday. Holy crap. It was insane this week. And the stuff that you deal with outside of YouTube is insane, I have to keep my stuff together. I have to keep it together. You have to be as professional as you possibly can, but it is so hard. Especially with somebody like me, I'm very an outspoken person. I wanted to just do the double middle finger. I'm not kidding. With some of the things that had been going on. So I've tried to keep it together. I tried to be as professional as I possibly can, but this week has seriously been just unbelievable. Hey girl, oh my gosh, Mama Bear, you're gonna make me cry. I love you. I love you. I'm just letting you know that. Yes, Yosi. I seriously, I love you, Yosi. Thank you so much and for your support and stuff like that. Oh yeah, this week has just it's been interesting to say the least. And I've noticed it like even on, I don't know if you guys noticed the Facebook page, but the Facebook page, it's small YouTubers, homesteaders Facebook page. There was some drama going on with that. And I'm like, these people are insane. I'm like, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, I'm out. I can't do it. But yeah. If anybody wants to come up, I know this was a canning show, but you know, Tammy's a very busy person. So if anybody wants to come up and hang out for a little while, you can do that. I know I really miss talking to you guys on Friday mornings. I used to do that with my accountability and stuff like that. So if you guys want to come up and hang out, you can do that and feel free to do so. But yeah, so Mama Bear, I just want to let you know that I love you and I appreciate you. And everything that you've done for our channel as well. Thanks, Big Chap. Appreciate it. Oh, seriously though, it's been nuts. So I told her I wasn't making any business decisions this week. I can tell you that. Things came out of the woodwork. It was nuts, but we're getting back on it. Oh, there he is. The Bob.
What's up, Corky?
How you doing?
Love you, darling.
Oh, I love you too.
Yeah, I just thought I'd bounce in for some support.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's a good video. I enjoyed watching it.
It's good. Good.
Your live chat there. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, Tammy's super smart, and she was a oh my gosh, surgical nurse.
Oh.
And yeah, so she knows a lot. That girl is so smart. And now she lives off grid, and that's why she has to do the cell phone thing in a car most of the time because she don't have any internet where she's at, and it's insane. She lives an insane life, but I totally respect that, and so I'm so grateful because she knows everything about canning. So I'm really grateful to have her on my show.
Mm-hmm. I touched on this subject in Gil's broadcast last night about how emails changed the thievery in my area, and I'll make a video about that today if anyone wants to watch it. I'm kind of plugging my channel a little bit, but it's good advice. Email. Got the local supermarket with uniformed police officers guarding the customers and the parking lot. It's like, that's a life changer for us.
Yeah.
Seriously, so surgical nurse, man, nurses ain't shy, honey. They're smart. Yeah. They're smart and they're not shy.
Yeah. Yeah. She's pretty good. She's a good woman. Mm-hmm. And hopefully she can come. She doesn't live too far. I mean, but maybe 5-6 hours from me. She lives in Michigan, so hopefully she can come down here. We can do a day of shopping because she deserves it. She deserves it.
Good deal.
Oh, well, that's good to hear, Mama Bear. She's not officially retired from military until Halloween night. So that'd be cool. I'm so happy for you, and I hope you enjoy your time off and have a great time off. Just enjoy every stinking minute of it. And the reason why I say that is my dad died at 65. From cancer, and he literally just retired. And you spend all your life trying to reach for that retirement, and then I don't know what happened to Yosi. I was just gonna let him on. You spend all your life waiting for that retirement, and then the blink of an eye, something can happen. So enjoy every minute of it. away
Yeah,
every minute.
on that topic, that's why as soon as I can draw Social Security at like 63 or whatever it is,
Can you hear me?
Mhm.
I'm getting it because
Yeah, I can hear you.
men don't live very long. But Mama Bear Prepping, I'll talk to you for a second. I retired at 55, and there's a body shock that comes with that. It's quite a life changer, you know.
I
Hello,
don't hear
Yossi.
you.
Hi, Yosi. How are you doing? How's everything going?
Yeah, I wanted to throw that out to Mama Bear Prepping that yeah, there's a body and a mental shock that comes along with retiring. It's all
Yeah.
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 I woke up 3 times since shortly after I retired, thinking I'm late for work, or I was in a panic, man. Oh my God! And another time I woke up and went, I'm behind schedule. Oh my God!
The anxiety of it all.
Yeah.
Aw.
And then it was like, oh no, I don't need to worry about that anymore. It's done. You know? Best wishes to you, Mama Bear.
Yep. Yeah, we absolutely best wishes for you for sure. I can tell you what, I'm not retired or anything, but I've been a stay-at-home mom now for close to 3 years. And that was a shock for me. I had major anxiety
Yeah.
because before I was an independent, I worked and I had my own money and it was just, and then all of a sudden I didn't anymore. I had like huge anxiety about it, and it was tough. I'm way used to it now, but in the beginning I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I was like having a heart attack.
Yeah. For men, I understand that part about I always had my own money
Okay,
and for men, I remember I asked my missus one day, I go, hon, I've been an aircraft mechanic my whole life. What am I now? Because that's how men identify. And she just goes, hon, you're retired. Just tell people that you're retired. So it was hard to grasp,
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a good thing. Good thing. Hey, Yosi.
Hey,
Are you-
Yosi.
You're doing okay, right, Yosi?
Yes, my grandfather
Okay.
was. Yeah.
Okay.
My grandfather, my dad was a carpenter until 84. He stopped working. 2 months later, he passed away
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
because it stopped work. It stopped working.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's up with my mom too. Like my mom is not officially retired, but my mom has always worked 2 jobs and my mom still works 2 jobs and she's 75. That's just how she is. She works. I'm afraid if she ever retired something, like that would happen
Yes.
with her. Hi, sweethearts.
Hey,
Hey,
Aw.
Mama Bear.
How are
Mama
you
Bear, good to
guys?
see you.
Doing
Good to
good,
see you,
honey.
Mama Bear.
what are you guys up to?
Hi.
Nothing. We were talking about canning and I just opened up the panel to invite people up because I know they miss that on Fridays and it's particularly Yosi. He misses it because it's the time difference, like what is it, like 8 o'clock there? So the time difference, like
It's
he can get
8
on
1.
and yeah. So, but
I'm cooking right now.
oh, you're cooking.
Well, share
Ooh.
out. Share
What are
out.
you cooking?
Yeah, what are you cooking,
It's,
Yosi?
This is salmon
Ooh.
that I put in the egg wash
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
and then I fry it later.
I like
Awesome.
Mashed potatoes.
Oh, and of course, mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes.
Yes, because we cannot do mashed potato with milk or with butter if we eat meat. So if you eat fish, it's okay.
I have to turn
So
on
I
my volume.
do with garlic and butter.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I have so much butternut squash right now. It has completely like taken over my garden, and I have tons of it. I think I'm going to. I've seen some recipes where people put cinnamon. I know you're allergic, Yosi, but people put cinnamon and stuff in it and make it kind of like a sweet mashed potato type of deal. So I think I'm going to start doing that.
You can also eat it raw.
Oh, okay.
Without the peel. Yeah.
I'll have to try that. I heard it's very. I have never tried it before, so I've heard it's scrumptious, but
it's sweet. It's very sweet, and it's almost similar to pumpkin.
Oh, okay. Oh, I wonder if you can make a pie out of it.
Yes. Pie,
yeah.
Soups.
You guys are making me hungry.
The soup,
yeah.
When you mash it all, you cook it, then you mash all the vegetable. Creamy soup. It's very good for that.
By the way, Mama Bear, 100% impressed with your harvest. By the way, girl,
I'm so excited,
and all of that from like your front porch. Like wow.
But listen, let me tell you about
jealous.
my tomatoes.
I'm jealous.
Something got my tomatoes, girl.
What happened?
I don't know. They were coming in. They were coming in green. Some of them were turning red. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let them turn red. And I went out there one day, and the I guess the one I knew I was gonna pick next, there was a couple of them. They were gone, girl. The red ones were gone, and there was some green ones that had little like bite marks all over them. And I think it was like a squirrel or something.
Oh, it very well could be.
Yes,
probably.
because
They're
we
yeah.
had this stick because it was growing out of control, like past the cages, and
Even
so I had
raccoon
put
can
this
get
extension of a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I just allowed something to just crawl right up that stick and eat my stinking tomatoes.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's definitely not a worm doing that if they were completely gone. At least with a worm, like you would see something hanging there.
Yeah.
But with like if they're completely gone, it was either something with fingers,
yes,
or it was a squirrel. And raccoons, they have those little fingers, you know. They
yes.
yeah.
So that happened, and then the peppers are coming in great every single day. I'm getting some, but there is like a little caterpillar that keeps coming back and eating on the leaves, and I just keep flicking, that mofo away, but more come, and it's not out of control, but just, once in a while the leaves got a bunch of holes. And
what is the color of the caterpillar? Is it green?
Like a brown color. Yeah.
I wonder if that's an army worm. Because there's been issues. Yeah, there's been issues with them this year. They have like
so far, like
are they real ugly?
Yeah. It wasn't pretty, and I made Rich get it. I said, "Get him, babe," and so he grabbed it. I said, "Take that mofo like far."
I had a swarm of those in my blueberry bush one year. I forget what they're called, but they're similar. The yellow something, like army worm or whatever. They're real freaking ugly. And my husband took them all off and fed them to my chickens.
Right?
Good. That's a good reuse. Yeah.
Get rid of it. Kill it. Whatever. Just take it somewhere else. So
They
listen,
need
back.
that
So
type of protein.
Yeah.
yeah.
As far as squirrels go, I call them criminals, because
right?
there was a fence nearby our place, and all these wild blackberries grow up and over, and I was waiting for all these blackberries to really get ripe. I was just going to go out and treat,
Yeah.
And one morning I got up, had coffee on my front porch, and there's a squirrel walking along the fence, and that little criminal, he ate every blackberry.
Oh my gosh, I'd be so mad.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had issues with squirrels as well. I planted a whole sunflower row in front of my house one year, thinking, I'm going to have these beautiful sunflowers down by the road. It's going to make everybody so cheerful when they drive down the road and whatever. And nothing, like maybe 2 of them came up. It was because the dang squirrels, they were eating my seeds. I was so mad. Yeah. I was finding seeds in my yard and everything else because they they hide them.
They do.
And I was so mad. But yeah, so we got smart, started them all. We started them all and then we planted them. That way they didn't eat the seeds.
But I'm trying. I'm trying.
Oh,
I'm just trying to
tip
learn.
on the tomatoes though. If they're green, if they look almost ripe, go ahead and pull them and then put them in a windowsill and let them ripen in the windowsill.
Okay.
That way you still get a ripe tomato and nothing happens to them. Because once they're ripe on the vine, many things can happen. They can fall off, they can smash up, rain can get to them and they can split. There's just multiple things. So you can pull them off with, you think they're about ripe, and then just let them ripen in the windowsill. That my husband does that all the time.
I did notice the ones that have been ripe that I picked. I just been putting them in the freezer so that I can do a big batch together, whatever I end up doing. But I noticed that like even the little branch, was like almost gone. Like I'm like, dang, these almost fell off. So I'm learning. I don't know anything still.
Yeah, I always look at planting stuff as a giant science experiment, because to be quite honest, you never really know how every year is something different. This year we had blight, which we've never had before. Every year is just something different, and you just have to be prepared for it and hope for the best. But every year is like a giant science experiment,
You've been doing a lot of preserving too.
Oh Lord, it's been tiring. I literally, we have weighed, it's probably over 200, but we had about 200 pounds of tomatoes this year. I haven't added everything up yet.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it's insane. And I've been canning so much, like water bath canning. The other night I was so mad because I had made sauce from the tomatoes and I let it boil down a little bit. And when I came back, I was going to can it. I only got 2 jars out of it. I was like, I'm water bathing for down? 2 jars? I was so mad. But no. Yeah, it cooks down. It's good, but
do you have in the freezer?
We have everything that's in the freezer is gone. So everything now that we pick is all fresh. And yeah, we've canned everything from the freezer too. So thank God for my husband helping me. If I had to do it all on my own, I probably wouldn't do it. I'd probably end up giving tomatoes away, because if I didn't have help, it's insane. But he's helped a lot. So,
Mama Bear, congrats on being able to retire. Good for you.
Bless your heart. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm not quite used to it, obviously, but it's a really good feeling.
Yeah.
And now I can just do whatever I want. Yeah. And that's like that's everything.
Yeah, you see these machines. I've been planning for retirement for years. I wanted to get a machine shop where I could make everything that we needed in the house. And that's one thing that keeps me busy. But I think some folks who don't plan ahead to have some kind of goals to reach, that's dangerous when you retire, because it's a shock to your body, and if you don't have something to do, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
people fall into melancholy and depression and all that.
Yeah. All my dad wanted to do when he retired was to ride his motorcycle, and he had a Honda Goldwing, and he joined a Goldwing club, and he had a buddy that he rode with all the time, and he wanted to ride his motorcycle to Alaska. That's what he wanted to do, all the way from Ohio. But he didn't quite get there, but he did ride it through. He rode it through Yellowstone National Park and out to Las Vegas and stuff. And so that was his main goal, is riding his motorcycle. And, when he went through Yellowstone, there was like buffalo in the middle of the road and stuff, and they had to stop their motorcycls. I think I would have crapped my pants. Because you're on a motorcycle, you're not in a car.
Yeah.
They could just they're right there. So I was like,
off you go.
Yeah. Hello,
Gil.
Hey, Mike, thanks for coming in. And Ark Wildman, thank you for being here. I'm sorry I didn't say anything when you first came in, but thank you for being here.
But Mama Bear, you were in the Navy, right? But
yes.
I was in the Air Force, and it's just among us GIs. The Air Force. Someone's got to be on top, okay?
For real? Are you being for real? Here, I'm gonna fix this. Boom! Thanks.
So the Air Force has got to, kind of be, the other services try, but
Lord.
that's among us old GIs,
Oh man.
So okay, you have things planned in your life right now, Mama Bear. You plan on where have you figured out where you're going to move? What state yet, or
No,
nothing?
it's still like I pray about it every day. So we know one thing, and that's once he retires after me, this new year we'll be heading back to Washington where we own a home.
Okay.
The problem is and that's great that we have that option, but the problem is it's way too close to the coast in my opinion, and it's not high enough elevation. It's not any amount of property, right? It's only about a half acre. And although your girl could do it, I mean, I could do it. Whatever I want to say I want to do, I do. So I plan to go there and kind of build a little mini homestead. But the problem is, ideally, it's not really where we want to be. And so we're trying to research different states, figure out where we want to go. But it is tough because you don't want to make the wrong decision, right? I mean, and we have so many things we want to check off that are like must-haves. And so it's
well, move to Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay. We've looked at Tennessee. We have. My only concern with Tennessee is weather. So we looked heavily. We still look heavily in Tennessee, heavily in Missouri, and the only thing is weather is the only thing that remotely makes us like, oh man, like, I just don't know. Beautiful though. And has a lot of the checks of things that we're looking for, like water sources and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, Viper just got his house.
Did he?
He's going to be moving to Tennessee. He
found
it? Yes. All the hard work and prayer really worked for him. He's getting his keys, I think, tomorrow or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's he waited for so long. Kingsport.
Is it east, west?
North? I think it's more closer to Virginia. It's like right on the border. Yeah.
Okay. I have a couple friends up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. See, that's awesome. That's gonna be the best feeling.
He's so excited because he hates LA. He hates it.
I
don't think he gets.
I was born there and I hate it.
That's horrible. It's horrible. I hate being this close.
On the lives. I don't know if you've watched a whole lot of lives with him on it, but you can just see his disdain for LA.
Yeah.
Like he just like, oh, and the gardeners, they're outside. All you hear is the blowing, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm just like, I'm so sorry.
I'll throw in Mama Bear that my wife and I, we've got our house. It's in the Philippines, in the southern Philippines. That's where we're gonna go if I could ever get my Filipina to retire, you know.
Right. Work.
Yeah, I live in Seattle, so Viper and I got a good connection because we both are in a very similar circumstances. Yeah, I'm glad for him, man, but you know.
So we'll all be praying for you too, Mama Bear. Hopefully you get your place in paradise.
Thank you. Yeah, we look in Idaho. We look in Montana. We've looked where Gil's at. We have just looked. I'm exhausted. I've looked at Maine. I just
Tasha.
have a headache over.
Hey,
Tasha, if you want, I'd be willing to sell you
I
half
hear
an
you,
acre
Yossi.
off my property.
Really?
Sometimes
I have
have
4
to
division
drive
rights, so I can
to
sell
Tel Aviv.
property off, you know. And, you know, like I say, you know, there's nothing on it, but it does have sewer right there, electrical right there, natural gas, high-speed internet. Yeah. But,
you could get it's not a what are those called? Manufactured homes. You could get one of those and put on it.
There's a lot of options for houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 2 different types. There is a manufactured, which is, quote, a mobile home. They bring it on the axles, put it on blocks and pull the axles off of it. Or the next step up is a modular, which is considered stick built by the insurance companies because it's built as a house loaded on a trailer, brought out and put on site on a foundation.
Those are popular here
something
in
to think
Washington
about.
in the developing areas. Those are because they are nicer than a trailer pulled in. You know, they're nice. My neighbor growing up, she retired and she had one of those modular homes, and that was an exotic, nice place, man.
Yeah.
It was really well built, very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's something to think about for sure.
Yeah. We've looked at so there's all types of places that have kits and pre-kit homes and stuff. So we've looked at, we've been heavily looking at Eastern Washington, like almost in the top corner, Eastern North, close to the border, and just getting land and taking the RV up there and then getting a kit, a home kit, and just, it's whether we want to bite off that much, you know, the extras that go into that, the slab and the power, you know, all the other stuff.
Don't go slab. Don't go slab. Don't go slab. I was a general engineering contractor. Do not go slab. There are more problems. If there's any problems with the sewer or anything ever, you're screwed. They got to come into the house.
You can't get to it. Okay.
They got a jackhammer out and everything else. And you want to go for the maximum crawl space you can. In Idaho, you can go 40 inches of foundation, and then once you hit 41 inches, then you got to get a basement permit. But you can go 40 inches of crawl space, and if you got to crawl into the house to work on something, every inch counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does the water work in that too? Because do you have to put heat tape around your pipes and stuff too? Because I don't really know how that works. And when it's cold out, you know.
Yeah, I think it depends where you live.
Yeah.
And permits and codes.
Yeah. Generally, what you want to do is you find out what the frost depth is, the average frost depth, and then you go 6 inches at least below that. Here, the frost depth is 24 inches. Well, when I put in water lines over across the street for the chickens and everything else over there, I went 40 inches deep. I really went deep, just in case. But you know, I had my little backhoe. I just dug it, laid it in, backfilled it and stuff, and you put what's called a yard hydrant in, where the valve is in at the top. It has a rod goes down to however deep you go, and the valve is actually at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So open it up and you close, and you keep those from going year round.
Yeah, I didn't know how that worked. My uncle that lives down the street has a manufactured home on a slab, and it gets really cold up here. So I didn't know how he had that set up. I was curious.
Inside in a manufactured and a modular home, there's insulation underneath. So you got your floorboards, you got your plumbing and stuff in there, and you have insulation under that to keep, protect it from down below.
Oh, good. That's good advice right there, Gil. Very good advice.
Yeah. And Tasha, if you ever think about modular or manufactured in Boise, Kit Manufacturing, not as a Kit Home, but the name of the company is called Kit, that make the modular and the manufactured. They will set you up to come with a hotel for the night, to come do a tour of the place if you're thinking about buying, and you get deal with a someone that an agency, one of the what do I want to call it, franchise stores that sell it, and
nice.
They'll set everything up and everything where you can go in, take a tour of it, watch things being built, and then if you go ahead and buy, you get a how much off.
Okay.
She's taking notes.
Okay, take everybody on the side.
I listen to everybody.
Yeah, but
No
I got
game.
something else for you here. I'm not sure if you can get this. This was the real. I don't know if you can make that bigger.
Yeah. Hold on. Gotta figure out how to do that. There you go.
Focus it. All right.
I think is this the same one you gave me before?
Yeah. Okay. I want to make
Okay,
sure.
I have this one.
Anyone going for
It's so blurry.
I'm big again.
Sorry.
Yeah. If anybody looking in Eastern Idaho, Jennifer is great, and her brother works for a bank, and everyone else wanted to charge us out the nose. He got us the lowest rate available.
Oh.
And it was incredible, and it was fast. None of the hoops that poor Vipers having to jump through.
You better look out, big chap. I sent you to Bob's basement. You're in trouble for that comment, buddy.
Bob's basement.
Yeah, you better look out. Yeah, he don't even have to lure you in with popsicles. I'll just push you down the steps. I love you. I'm just kidding.
I
What-
do hear
what-
stuff
what
about
big
Michigan all the
chefs-
time. I don't know why. I don't really listen, but people do tell me that they have a good growing season and stuff. And I know a lot of people that were from there in the military and then went back there to prep, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I am partial to Ohio. I've lived in Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio.
Beautiful.
Those places are beautiful. And I've lived in Kentucky near Fort Campbell.
Me too. Yep.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful place, and to own a home there is reasonable.
Yes.
It's not bad. Ohio's a little more expensive if you move towards a big city or something like that. Cleveland in that area is pretty pricey, but yeah, I enjoyed Kentucky. I really did. It was a nice place.
Kentucky's beautiful.
Hey, Thorhaven, love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Hey, man.
But yeah, so yeah, something to think about. You already have a home though too, so you can go there and relax and think about it some more. And if you get sick of it, then you can just pack up and see you later.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a blessing. That part is a blessing for sure. It's close. It's close to Seattle. I'm only like an hour and a half north. I mean, that again too is another like something pops off. Bob's on my doorstep.
If
Hi,
I
Bob.
If I leave Israel, I'm going to the state,
Yeah.
and I'm going to Ohio.
Oh, okay.
One of my dreams.
Aw, okay.
Because, I love the cold weather. And in Israel, I don't even have snow here.
Aw,
Right, that's sad. I like seasons.
yeah.
And in the summer, it's very hot and humid.
Yeah.
I'll be finding out. Well, I lived in the desert in Nevada for I adapted pretty quick to that, but we're going to be down in the southern Philippines when we retire, not far from the equator, so I'm going to have to adapt to similar circumstances as Josie,
I think your skin's gonna have to adapt too, there, Bob. You need a whole suitcase of sunscreen.
Bob, what's your guys' plan if you can't make it there? Like something happens and you can't travel there. Do you guys have a backup here in the States?
Oh, yeah, we're working on that right now. Yeah.
That's what would scare me for having a location overseas is like, what if I couldn't get there?
Okay, yeah, we're got a lump sum of money, and we're gonna put a house in our kids' name. That's
Okay.
our way. Say if we want to spend 6 months a year in the Philippines, 6 months here, we've got a place to stay. That's Filipino. That's Filipino tradition. But if we can't get there, then that's where we're going to be staying here. Then
Oh.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I married a brilliant woman, so extremely brilliant. Yeah. So we do have contingency plans.
That's cool.
And also I've adapted the Filipino ways more than our ways. I like it better. It's more family oriented than the States.
Very much so.
Like right now, our house over there, we've got family staying in our house and their house, because it's not smart to leave a house unattended.
Right.
There. So. Yeah.
We're the
I want to
same.
tell you a little bit about the equator, right? So my mom wants to go to Cozumel, right? So her and her friend, they go to Cozumel, and it's like really close to the equator down there. My mom's thinking, oh, I don't need sunscreen. It's just like going to Florida, right? So she gets there on a cruise or whatever. She got so sunburned, like big time.
It will ruin your trip.
She's like, it didn't hurt that bad. She comes back, she looks like a freaking lobster. It's like, Mom, my mom is one of those people. She's 75. She is from the era where they didn't wear sunscreen, and she just thinks, that she don't need it. And I was like, Mom, you don't understand. The equator is a different kind of sun. Like, I couldn't spend like 10 minutes by the equator. Like, I would burn, And she's like, oh.
My father is the same way. and then because of that, he got 3 or 4 times of cancer in the skin.
Oh man.
I,
Yeah, you have to watch.
this is a joke, but the Filipinos here tease me about how white my skin is, and this is a joke, but it has
He's getting
some
us ready.
it has some truth to it. Because one of the years I was down there, and we took everything you do, the whole family comes, the whole family. So we took a boatload of family over to a neighboring island at a public resort, and I took off my shirt on the beach. I never did that again.
Did you blind everybody?
No. I was approached by security and they said, "Sir, can you put your shirt on? You're blinding air traffic."
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That is so funny. Like if I went there, they would probably all stare at me as well because I'm like, I am pale. Like pale.
Well, it was one Filipino guy here when I worked at Boeing. He said, "Bob, you're not white, you're clear."
Yeah. Yep. You can't help it. That's that's just the way I was born. Pale, see through.
Yeah, I've been told
Courtney.
if I take my shirt off, they're going to take me before
Okay.
the Hague for crimes.
Got school.
Oh, okay, honey.
Yeah, homeschooling.
All right. Thank
All right.
you so much. I love you.
guys.
Thank you
Bye.
for being
Later,
here.
Mama Bear. Best wishes to your retirement.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, what I do is I've got those rash guard shirts, and it's a long sleeve shirt, because I love to go swim in the ocean, and I learned years ago from a vacation in Florida when I was growing up. Don't get sunburned. It'll really ruin, So I got long sleeve rash guard shirts, and my legs, it's okay to get a little heat on them, but if you get your shoulder sunburned, the rest of the time, like a week, you're just,
Not to mention the kind of like you peel. Like for me, I peel constantly, so then I just look like a freaking flaky mess.
You look like a box of tissues, huh?
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna end the chat. This went way over than what I was supposed to, but I miss you guys. So Sunday night, I'm still having my chat. That's Sunday night, 11 p.m. Go ahead, Yosi. Go ahead. What?
I want to thank all of you for the prayers and saying it's really touched my heart, and I love each and every one of you, and thank you very much. And I really appreciate it.
Happy to do it for you, Yosi.
Yep. Yeah, I know what it's like to lose a parent, and so I feel for you, and we all have your back. So if you ever need any one of us, we're here for you. You can message us or email us. We're always here. So
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you everybody for being in the chat and hanging out with us today. And I know this was supposed to be a canning show, but it kind of turned into I miss everybody, so come on up. Yeah. But Sunday, 11 p.m. I go live. So come on and hang out with us that night, and we will see y'all next time. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
And we lost Gil permanently, I think.
Oh.